So, speaking of little caveats when you read your news online, I would imagine that many of you don't go to the Blaze, but if you do, it's more often for laughs. But they have this blockbuster piece that they're running. Hidden camera allegedly shows candid comments by husband of NY paper publisher. Get them back down to one bullet magazines. You know that there's a massive conspiracy to get them down to one bullet magazines. I guess that's a problem for these people. But it features a new hidden camera video, and this is, I'm now reading, by James O'Keefe, that bastion of journalistic integrity, and his project Veritas, which, for those of you who don't speak Latin, in a huge bout of irony, means truth. Caught some allegedly candid comments by the apparent husband of the publisher behind the New York paper that printed the names of local pistol permit holders. Apparently, the Journal News up in upstate New York, or not upstate, but just metro New York, printed the names of local pistol permit holders.
Which is public information.
Public information. In the video, O'Keefe's group is posing as a newly formed organization called Citizens Against Senseless Violence. The group secretly films themselves as they go around to the homes of Journal News employees, the paper that published the permit holders' names. Then they ask them to place a sign saying this home is proudly gun-free on their front lawn. I guess the idea is that the trick here is that if they don't do it, then they're admitting that by saying that we don't have a gun, they're inviting gun violence in their home. That's the tricky thinking of James O'Keefe. But when the group shows up at the home of what it says is publisher Janet Hansen, they're met by a man who says he's her husband. And that's when the video, which is highly edited, relays some of what he says. I moved to Canada, the man says before an edit, and then adding, because I hated guns. Still, he won't place the sign on his lawn, but he says he'll take one for a possible later date. And then he adds, the issue is never going to be guns. What the issue is going to be, you got to get him back down to one bullet magazine. He also points to an armed security guarding his property because he says his wife has received death threats. You can watch that section of the video below. I love how they're saying, you know, we're just saying this is heavily edited, but we don't really know. But here's the video. That's the news. Now, and then the Blaze wants to have some caveats. First, the Blaze does have reservations about undercover videos. They should only be used in extreme circumstances. Now, despite the fact that we have reservations, we're going to splash this on our pages of our website. Second, it's understandable that those affiliated with journalistic outlets would not want to post such signs. So don't judge them so harshly. With that said, here's the full video.
It's like over 10 minutes long.
Yes. And, and then wait, what's this? Down at the bottom after the sign-off? Editor's note. Ironically, the homeowner was misidentified by retaliatory bloggers who published names and addresses of Journal News employees. He, in fact, is not a Journal News employee, nor is his wife. So if you add up all the caveats that the Blaze does, 1, we don't believe in this style of journalism. 2, we think that they're not doing anything wrong. And then 3, this whole video and our headline is completely inaccurate and wrong. Enjoy!
It's James O'Keefe talking to some random guy.
Yes. Unbelievable.
We should just keep going with that. Like,
right.
Here is a tape of George W. Bush endorsing the Ku Klux Klan.
Yes, I'm going to read from a statement from Glenn Beck. I am an alien. I am a moron. I am a huckster. I am completely lying about everything I say. My entire operation is completely a way of duping morons out of their money. Oh, this is ironic. I made up all that. Glenn Beck didn't say that. Somebody else said it. I think it was Michael who wrote it. And so that's...
We have a statement from Glenn Beck, and just as a caveat, it's not a statement from Glenn Beck.
Yes.